Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever had one of those brilliant app ideas? A real spark.
Oh, absolutely. Happens all the time.
But then the thought of actually coding it, debugging, getting it out there, it just feels like trying to climb Mount Everest in flip-flops.
Yeah, that gap between idea and reality can seem huge.
Well, what if I told you that in just a few hours, your concept could become a real functional app powered by AI? Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly how that's possible, using a real example of an app built, well, basically from scratch.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is just how much the whole landscape of app development has shifted so quickly. We're going to walk you through a process that goes from just a simple idea to a working app. We're talking user accounts, deployment, the works. It really shows the power of these integrated AI tools.
Right. So our mission today is to give you a shortcut, kind of a guide, to understanding this incredible new wave of AI development. We've got some surprising fact, the specific steps someone took to build an app called TubeTutor. Get ready for some aha moments, because honestly, the speed and how accessible this is now, it's pretty remarkable. So let's jump right in. The core idea, this app, TubeTutor. What is it? Imagine this. An all-in-one vibe coding tool.
Vibe coding, yeah.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean in this context?
Think of it like an AI assistant that helps you structure educational content based on a general idea, but it adapts to your learning vibe. You type in any topic, quantum physics maybe, or making sourdough bread, and boom, it generates a course outline for you.
Okay, structured learning paths.
Exactly. But here's the really cool part. For each step in that course, it finds the best YouTube video to teach you that specific thing. So no more endless searching. It's like a curated, personalized learning path.
That makes sense. And the journey for this TubeTutor, it really starts with prompt creation, right? That first step. It sounds maybe minor, but it's absolutely crucial. And it often kicks off in a tool like ChatGPT, just talking to the AI.
Right.
The goal is to take that broad idea and refine it, make it really clear, something the AI can actually act on.
Right.
In this specific case, the first attempt was just transcribing the idea by voice.
Just talking it out.
Yeah, but it actually coded too much. ChatGPT tried to build the whole thing right there, gave these long code solutions instead of just focusing on the plan.
Ah, so it jumped ahead, tried to be the developer instead of the architect almost.
Precisely. And that's where it immediately becomes iterative. You have to go back and forth. The user had to clarify, okay, what exactly do I need? Narrow it down, specify details like the color scheme, maybe using tail-end CSS options.
Which is that popular framework for web design.
Yeah, exactly. It makes things look good quickly. And they also had to really clearly define the user flow, how someone actually clicks through the app. And here's a really key insight they had. They explicitly told ChatGPT, look, stop giving me all these technical recommendations.
Interesting. Why?
The idea was to let the development platform, in this case Replit, handle those low-level coding decisions. Let each tool do what it's best at.
Makes sense. Divide and conquer.
Right. And another big adaptation happened when they hit a wall with the YouTube API.
Ah, technical limitations.
Yep. The original idea relied heavily on YouTube, but you run into API rate limits pretty fast.
Yeah.
So they had to pivot. The prompt was quickly changed to use the Perplexity API instead.
Which is another AI tool.
Exactly. Powerful for content generation and search. It was a flexible alternative for finding the educational videos.
So what's the takeaway here for someone listening with an app idea? It sounds like your initial vision doesn't need to be technically perfect. It just needs to be clear about what you want it to do.
That's it. Focus on the what, not necessarily the how. You're guiding the AI.
And it's amazing that after all that back and forth, the final prompt was actually pretty simple, right? Compared to the complex app it created.
Yeah, deceptively simple. Like writing a short brief that results in a whole functional piece of software.
Okay, so the instructions are refined. TubeTutor is ready to be built. And this is where Replit comes in, turning those words into something real. This is where it gets really interesting.
This is definitely where Replit takes over.
Yeah.
So you feed that refined prompt into Replit, and an agent, an AI agent within Replit, analyzes it and just starts the implementation. It's like having a digital assistant understand your instructions.
And it starts picking the tools and frameworks automatically?
Yes, it lays the groundwork. And one of the really standout features, I think, is how it handles API keys. That's often a pain point. There's this section in your account settings called Account Secrets. Put your API keys, like that Perplexity key we mentioned in there once.
Just once.
Yeah.
And what's the big deal there? I mean, beyond just convenience, what are the implications for workflow, security, maybe?
Oh, it's huge. First, your secret keys aren't scattered in your code anymore, which is a security win, but also they're instantly available across all the apps you build in Replit.
Ah, okay. So no more copying and pasting keys for every new project.
Exactly. Much smoother, much safer. And then, once Replit does some initial setup, it gives you a visual preview. It's not interactive yet, but you see the structure, the layout. You get a clear picture.
So you get a say before it goes too far.
Right, you approve that initial design before it really builds out the back end.
Hmm.
It's like seeing the blueprint before the construction starts.
That must feel pretty cool, seeing it take shape like that. It gives you that sense of, like, collaborating with the AI, not just waiting for it.
Yeah, demystifies the process a bit.
But okay, let's be real. Development is never perfectly smooth, right? Things go wrong. Even with AI helping, tube tutors apparently hit a snag right away. An error popped up.
Oh, absolutely. Errors are just part of the game. It's expected. And yeah, with TubeTutor, the Perplexity API integration threw an error initially.
Any idea why?
Likely an outdated model was specified, maybe an older version of Sonar, which is one of the language models they might use. Things change fast.
Okay, so what did the user do? Panic. Start digging through code.
Nope. And this is the amazing part. They didn't have to become a deep API expert. They basically just told Replit what happened. Describe the error in plain English.
Like talking to a colleague.
Pretty much. Hey, I got this error message. And the AI went to work. It even used the console logs the user provided to figure it out and fix it.
Wow. So you're conversing with the environment to debug.
Exactly. It's
Got
a
it.
different way of working. And this iterative process, it wasn't just for fixing bugs, it was also for making the UI better. For TubeTutor, they made several tweaks to improve the experience.
Like what?
Well, instead of showing lots of secondary video options, which could be messy, they added a simple refresh button. Click it, get a different video suggestion. Cleaner.
Makes sense.
They added a progress bar, so you can see how far you are in the course. And you could mark steps as complete. Feels more engaging, right?
Yeah, definitely. Gives you that sense of accomplishment.
And they changed the final message. Instead of just continue to advance course, it became a nice green congratulations box when you finished. Small touch, big difference in feel.
Nice. And this next detail, I think, really shows how visual this can be. The source mentioned fixing uneven video spacing inside those little cards.
Yeah.
The user took a screenshot.
Yeah.
They literally took a picture of the wonky spacing and gave it to Replit.
Yep. Pointed it out. Said something like, hey, look, the video isn't spaced evenly here. More space on the right. Make it even.
That's incredible. So instead of messing with CSS padding or margins in the code,
You just point and describe. Same for text changes, like maybe changing suggested topics to something catchier. You just tell the AI.
how does that visual interaction change things? I mean, for making interfaces better, does it open it up to more people?
It's a total paradigm shift, really. Think about it. Normally, visual tweaks like that.
Yeah.
You need a designer to make a mock-up, then a developer translates that into code. CSS, layout stuff.
Right. Two separate steps, maybe two different people.
Exactly. This screenshot and tell approach, it cuts out that whole technical translation layer. It means someone who has a really good eye for design, but maybe doesn't code, can directly shape the interface.
Lowers the barriers significantly.
Hugely. It speeds up that feedback loop between this is what I want it to look like and actually seeing it look like that. You focus on the feel, not the syntax.
Okay, so the app's functional. It's looking good thanks to this visual feedback loop. But an app isn't really real until people can, use it properly, save their stuff, come back later. User accounts, data. That's usually where things get complicated, isn't it? Setting up databases, handling logins.
That is precisely where many projects, especially for solo devs or small teams, hit a major roadblock. Authentication, databases, it can be a huge task. But Replit, again, aims to streamline this significantly. The goal for TubeTutor was clear. Users need to save their courses and access them later.
Standard feature, but tricky to build.
Right, and here's a key difference you see with Replit compared to some other tools. If you're using, say, Cursor as your editor, you often have to stitch together different services. You might use Superbase for your database, that's where the app's data lives securely, and maybe Clerk for handling the user logins, profiles, all that.
So multiple pieces you have to integrate.
Exactly. Replit integrates both user authentication and the database right into its environment. It's designed to be all-in-one.
That sounds much simpler.
It removes layers of complexity.
Yeah.
And the user experience for actually signing up also evolved. Initially, Replit apparently generated a kind of generic landing page you had to go through first.
Which wasn't ideal.
No, the desired flow was much smoother. You land right on the course creation page, the main page of the app. There's just a little sign-in option maybe in the top right. The key is you can start creating a course immediately. No sign-up needed up front.
Get value first.
Exactly. You only get prompted to create an account or sign in when you actually hit the Save Course button. Lowers the friction right at the start.
Smart. And the actual login option.
That's another plus. Replit's built-in authentication handles Google, GitHub, X, what used to be Twitter, Apple sign-ins, basically the common ones.
And the developer doesn't have to configure all of those individually?
Nope. No extra work. It's effectively plug-and-play user management.
So it really is about making it seamless for you, the end user. Get in, use the app, save if you want to. And they kept refining it, right? Adding a
Right.
library button for saved courses.
Yeah, a dedicated place to see everything you've saved.
And showing your progress within that library, and even adding auto-save for logged-in users.
Little things that make a big difference to usability. It shows how you can continuously improve the experience easily.
It really shifts the focus from the technical hurdles of these features to just making it convenient for the user, letting the app evolve. Okay, so we've got the app built, it's refined, users can sign in, save their work. What's the final frontier? Getting it out there. Deployment. Making it live on the internet, maybe even making it a business.
That's the dream for many creators, right? Turning the idea into something real and accessible. And again, with Replit, the deployment is designed to be incredibly straightforward, almost anticlimactic, really.
How simple are we talking?
We're talking basically a single deploy button.
Seriously, no server setup, no configuring, hosting.
None of that manual hassle.
Yeah.
Replit uses what they call an auto-scale machine configuration. Essentially, it automatically manages the servers needed based on how much traffic your site gets.
So if my app suddenly gets popular,
If it goes viral overnight, Replit handles scaling up the resources behind the scenes. Your app should stay responsive without you doing anything.
that takes a huge weight off.
Absolutely. And then for the web address, the domain name, you've got options. Connect a custom domain you already own, like tube-tutor.com if you bought it elsewhere.
Oh.
Or you can actually buy a domain directly through Replit. It makes the whole process, from idea to live on your own.com, incredibly smooth.
Minimal friction. The infrastructure's just handy.
Exactly. Frees you up to focus on improving the actual product.
Okay, the speed here, from just an idea to a deployed app. It really highlights a massive shift, especially for entrepreneurs. I mean, think about it. You literally could build a software as a service, a SaaS product, in maybe a day or two following this process.
The potential is definitely there for rapid development.
And the source mentioned monetization, right? Imagine TubeTutor. You could easily set up tiers, maybe 3 free courses, then, I don't know, $9.99 a month for unlimited access.
Yeah, implementing a paywall or subscription is feasible. Replit allows integrating payment processors like Stripe relatively easily.
So you could have payment options live, potentially generating revenue very shortly after deploying.
That's the idea.
It means someone with a good idea, even if they aren't a coding guru, can actually build something, test the market, maybe even get profitable super fast.
It definitely accelerates the cycle from concept to validation.
It just blows the doors open for solo founders, small teams. The possibilities for your ideas just seem endless when you can move this quickly. Wow. Okay, so we just walked through this whole journey, building Tube Tutors, a fully working app, from just a concept, iteratively refining it, dealing with errors, improving the UI visually, adding user accounts, deploying it, potentially even monetizing it, all with AI heavily assisting.
It really showcases that iterative loop. It's not just build once deploy. It's constant refinement, guided by conversation and feedback.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, what does this level of AI-powered development really mean for innovation overall?
Well, I think it fundamentally lowers the barrier to entry dramatically. It means your great idea, your solution to a problem, doesn't have to stay an idea just because you don't have years of coding experience or a huge budget. It enables rapid experimentation, rapid creation for a much broader range of people. It's democratizing in a way.
An explosion of potential, like you said earlier.
Potentially, yes.
So it really makes you think,
Yeah.
what's your big idea? Because as we've seen, building it is becoming incredibly feasible with tools like Replit and AI. Now, here's something to chew on, a final thought. If you could build any app right now to solve a problem you face daily, something that bugs you or something you wish existed, what would it be? And maybe more importantly, how quickly do you think AI could help you actually bring that idea to life?